Okay, Google. Sphincter. Vessel of Vincta? Vessel of Vincta has been reduced to 20% life and mana. What the fuck is this?
Did you know that I had a joke lined up?
Please, go ahead. We've still got time. We've only been recording for 30 seconds. Go.
Have you heard of the band 1023MB?
No.
I haven't had any gigs yet.
Yeah. 10, 23.
MB. Alright, we can move on now. Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Pomcast. My name's Jared.
And I'm David.
And he's staring at me, and it's really, really creepy.
I just never expected you to make a joke about data.
Well, I can be funny and relevant to the modern world. It pains me. I think I've just had a stroke from saying it, but that's okay. It's all good. It's fine. I made a joke about data. I won't do it again because apparently it breaks your little brain.
Yeah, I was very confused.
Okay. Good to know. So, David, what's been happening for you this week? What's tickled your fancy that you've come across off the internet?
Tickled my fancy.
All right, maybe don't go into too much detail or the dark doldrums of the internet.
I won't.
Good.
Because I haven't been there.
Oh, good.
I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I get up to when I'm asleep, but I'm pretty sure it's lying completely still in a bed. Like, 99% sure it's that.
Okay, good. That's good. So, you know, what's Don't know why Game of Thrones was there, but that's okay.
I don't know, because it's being... when it comes out soon. I don't know when.
And then
Season 7.
Daniel Layton keeps tweeting about it, so it's like constantly there in their brain.
I mean, you go on the internet, you can't avoid Game of Thrones. It's
no,
everywhere.
It is.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Can you stop staring at me, please?
Fine, I will. Do you like Elon Musk?
Well, we did ask him to save us one week, and he hasn't done that yet, so he's dropping down on the scale of people I like. But what's he done this week?
He tested a Hyperloop.
What?
Do you know what a Hyperloop is?
Is that one of those things where there's a big tube, and they shoot...
There is a big tube, yes.
And they shoot a train through it.
Yes.
And that's a really effective form of public transport because it's quick and it's...
You're missing one key bit of information there is they vacuum.
I was trying to think whether it was magnets or vacuum.
It's both.
Oh.
It's like a monorail, like a maglev train.
Right.
In a vacuum-sealed tube. So there's basically no air resistance. And then...
Which is a good thing when you're trying to move stupids across.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about shit heating up and...
Yeah.
Birds. It's in a tube.
Yeah, that's... What happens when a bird hits a train? Anyway, keep talking about the Hyperloop. Well, I won't discuss the...
You can Google image search that and you'll come up with some bloody results, won't you? They've done their first, kind of test.
They tested the first kind of test. Okay.
Sure, why not? It goes 70 miles per hour. Which is good. I mean, it's moving.
That's handy. So how many miles of track have they got?
I think they have, one.
So they have a mile of track and it hits 70 miles an hour.
It goes pretty... Yeah, they'll get there.
Okay.
Reaches nearly 2 Gs of acceleration.
So presumably people are going to have to be strapped into this thing.
No, you could just accelerate and decelerate really over a long period of time to reduce the the force.
So, my question is...
Or you could just do it really fast and mash people. Pew! Like a rocket ship.
Hyperloop mash. They did the mash. It came out as sludge. That could be entertaining.
You have arrived at your destination.
Oh, no.
Mom! Pick yourself up, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Put it back together,
that was
like-
dark.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
that was dark.
They did a hyperloop, and
They did a
they'll get there eventually. It'll
it-
go like 400 k's an hour, probably faster.
I'm presuming it's very
50.
expensive.
Well, I assume there's a lot of magnets, and it takes probably a lot of energy to keep a long tube vacuum sealed.
Yes, that's... Yeah.
But once you get the train moving, it doesn't require a lot of power to keep it moving because it's on magnets and there's no air resistance.
Yeah.
So it just kind of goes, yeah, that's the noise.
Yeah.
You probably won't even hear it because there's no
No.
sound well, there'll be a bit of sound.
Oh, it's going to be weird.
Just need sound that's being vibrated through the magnets.
Well, that's cool. That's a nice positive thing to come out of this week if they're getting closer towards a better form of public transport.
Yep.
Excellent.
So I look forward to seeing that in like 30 years or something. I don't know.
Cool. Excellent. On a different note, but somewhat talking about the future as well.
G-sharp.
Yes, we'll run with that one. I'm not really a fan of G sharp, but that's fine. I like it when it's A flat. Owning a home, it does crop up in the news quite a substantial amount. This week it's cropped up on the ABC for a couple of reasons. There has been some new information come to light. The average cost of a house in Australia at the moment now sits at $645,000. That is the average cost of a home in the country at the moment. And it's quite daunting. There's a lot of people that, in that circumstance, even to think about getting a deposit, you're going to need at least $50,000 to get a mortgage in the first place, and that's a daunting task.
How are you gonna save up that much?
Well, that's the thing,
When
and
rent costs
yes,
all of your money.
and this is the thing. There's been some researchers doing some research. Obviously, that's their job, and one of them has estimated that 4 out of 5 renters are renting a house. So they're doing it reluctantly because they want to get out of the rental market. They want to go out and own their own home, but they can't because in the circumstance that the ABC editorial page gave was that this family that lives in one of the better suburbs of Melbourne, they live there, they're renting, they have been doing so for, almost 2 decades now. And they have a family and they have a life there, and they have a lot of things, they have a lot of books, their kids go to the local school, but to afford a house in the area is well beyond their budget, and if they want to continue to live in there, renting and save up, it's impossible for them, just because of the circumstances and the jobs that they're in. And they're not in bad jobs. They're both educated people, one of them is an editor. It's not that they're living beyond their means, they just can't save up to own their own home. There's been the other example the ABC used of a young couple that lived with one of the parents of one of the partners in the couple, that they stayed with their parents and lived off $80 a week for food just to save up enough to then go out and buy a house. So they've sacrificed a lifestyle for an entire year to then put themselves $500,000 in debt to own a home within I don't know, about an hour of Melbourne's CBD.
Sounds like a bloody good deal to me. Sign me up right now.
You don't have a job. We're not making any money off this.
Oh.
Give us money.
Yeah, take that.
Subliminal messaging at its
Computer,
worst.
give us money.
Yeah, computer, give us money.
Okay.
But then at the bottom of the article was a slightly more positive note about the tiny house movement.
About the what?
The tiny house movement.
Yes. I saw a thing on the internet about a company that was just stealing all these other people's designs and posting them as their own. You're like...
See, yes, that's not a great thing, but surprisingly, the tiny house movement did stem out of the US. People were building trailer homes in quite nice ways, and they were driving around and setting up camp and doing that kind of thing. And there are, in some states, regulations about what you can and can't do with tiny homes, and it's becoming a bigger thing. Australia, it's now picking up a little bit, but nobody wants to touch the regulation side of it. So people are doing it under the radar to a certain extent. They're camping out on blocks of land of friends or family or something like that, and building the homes themselves and trying to avoid, what comes with council regulations and tax or being on the grid and things like that. So there's this story of a young woman who's built her house, and she lives on the back of a family member's property, and she spent about $50,000 on it all up, and she's completely off the grid. She has water tanks, she has renewable energy source, she has I think it's like a gas-fired oven that she's still trying to work out, because apparently the biggest problem with that is burning the top of the banana bread and it's still being raw in the middle. I don't know, there's a fairly significant problem to have, to be honest. But there's lots of things, and when you're our age, we're approaching our mid-20s, being out on your own is sort of the goal to a certain extent. Everybody expects you to be doing it. And we are, just in a different country.
Bye.
Yeah, but
Very alone.
I don't know, it gets you thinking about what you want to achieve. Do you have a goal about owning your own home, or are you happy renting, or is it like me and all determinant on circumstance?
Circumstance, I have no idea. I'm gonna finish uni first, and then get a job, and then if depending how much money I'm earning and where I'm working, then I'll be like, maybe I'll quit my job and live in a hole. And that's my life.
Okay. Right.
I'll just, I'll get someone to post me some memes every now and then, just throw them down the hole, keep me, sedated.
Okay.
So I don't lash out at the bits of roots and dirt that surround me. The walls, if you will.
It's nice to know that you've got a plan.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I've admitted, I think I may have put a little bit more thought into this than what you have, which isn't a bad thing. So, I'm sort of looking at it. It's so dependent on circumstance about what I would think is the right thing to do. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you're a couple and working together towards something, it's much easier. You've got two incomes, you've got two ways of thinking. You've got a bouncing board to throw ideas at and get a response back, which makes it a lot easier in the long run to do something as a partnership, like owning a home.
You ever taught yourself to throw things at your own head?
That's called a boomerang, and I'm not really good with the whole throwing thing anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I leave that one away in the side.
You'll get there. Then you have to live with someone, and you're committed to them, and you can't just run away. Which is running away. I run away from a lot of things.
Okay.
Such as
I think we've just touched on David's fear of commitment. We might do it. We might extrapolate that next week.
No. I won't be here. I'm running away right now. Goodbye.
He has left. He has melded through the wall.
Oh God.
And fucked off.
I've left the building.
Yeah, I'm not so stressed about the whole committing to somebody and doing something together. It's quite a nice ideal for me.
Yeah, I suppose if you do find someone that you actually like, that probably helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Although my track record with relationships is not fantastic.
Nice.
Well
done.
It's rather like reading a depressing novel, but that's fine. So, I don't know.
Better than writing a depressive nozzle.
Nozzle?
You gotta writhe in a depressing nozzle. What do you think I said?
Okie dokie.
I'm back in the hole.
Yeah, you really... Would you like me to get you I'll throw a shovel down to you. You can go down deeper.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll go get that trowel. It'll take you a while, but it'll be fine.
Thank.
So yeah, that's come up. It's made me think a bit. Just, the wonders of money and mortgages and all that kind of thing.
I know.
But then again, my first thing that I'm going to do when I get back to Australia, my first two things will be buy a trombone and buy a car. So house can wait for a little bit. I'm happy renting if it's just me, but that's okay.
Great. It's a great story.
Yeah. I was hoping for a little bit more input, but that's fine. So
no, I don't. Fuck. No. Moving on. Who are you? Wait, what's that?
This is writing. This is a pad.
Okay.
This is paper. Okay. This is what people use to do things with instead of staring at a screen. It's quite nice. So you get a pen and you.
I have one of those pens.
Yeah, they're lovely pens.
It blew up.
What?
Or was that a different one? I had a pen and it exploded.
Yeah, so there's a nice tactile feeling with writing on paper. Not that anybody can read my writing. Apart from me. But that's fine. So, what are you going to talk to lovely people about next?
I like the internet. It's pretty good. YouTube. I watch YouTube.
Yeah, as do I.
Yeah. They have GIFs now.
Sorry?
GIFs. The thumbnail. You hover over the thumbnail, you get a GIF of the video.
Wow, you'd think
that's my input into this conversation.
You think that YouTube would have fixed some glaringly obvious problems like, I don't know, supporting their creator base or, I don't know, the algorithms involved. But no, they're just making thumbnail GIFs. Great.
Well, I don't know how to fix the algorithm because the algorithm does what it wants. I did watch a video about why YouTube used to have a bias towards, well, they say it used to have a bias towards quality, but it was more kind of a bias subsequently towards older videos because they'd have more views and more likes just because they've been out for longer. So when the algorithm evolved, we'll just call it that, to take into account like when it was uploaded, how many views in like the first 24 hours or 48 hours, and then what people have recently watched in their past 1,000 videos, then it just started preferring new videos. And then the videos, the algorithm now dictates
you want to know
the content and the audience.
Do you want to know something about that though? They've created an algorithm. They can easily just remove it. It's within their power to redo it.
Yeah, but they don't want to.
Yeah, because they're cunts.
Well, it's just made different types of content
but
easily accessible and more popular. So people who upload multiple times per week and 10-minute videos.
Yeah, but at the same time, they've already started screwing over creators in terms of how they divvy up ad revenue and how people advertise on YouTube. Then they started letting the algorithm do things like that, and it's like the management of YouTube have just sort of gone, oh, it's kind of our problem, but we honestly can't be bothered, and it's okay. There's other things that you can use. This is why Twitch is a better platform in a lot of circumstances for established, YouTube personalities and groups to use, because it's a much better monitored system. YouTube, I still watch it and I still go on and check things, and it just bugs me because every time I hear about something changing, I just think, really? Like, why did you do that? It's like they can't be bothered if you're attempting to do something anymore. But anyway, David has mashed his phone to his face. Hasn't done that for a while because he doesn't take phone calls. Much. David, stop
I'm
rubbing it on your forehead.
exfoliating myself.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Great.
So, Trump's been in France.
Couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, but we saw a video of something very interesting this week, and thanks to Braden for tagging us in it. A French military band for Bastille Day, which is the 14th of July, played a medley of Daft Punk songs near the centre of Paris to President Macron and his administration, I suppose, and President Trump because he was visiting. And the video, it's about 3.5 minutes long. It's fairly entertaining. The military band is quite good. The audio doesn't do them a great deal of justice, but that's fine. I'm sure it would have been fantastic if you were there.
No, it wouldn't, because people clapping out of time, and I hate them. I hate
Yes,
them all.
they were clapping very poorly. They had no idea what they were doing. But Emmanuel Macron looks so happy. He's like, yeah, well,
ooh, I know what they're playing.
Yeah, he's in his 30s, admittedly, and he obviously knows that Daft Punk is a thing, and there's great music that they make. Trump just looks so pissed off. He's just like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't want to be here. Like, obviously, he doesn't want to be president because he's a moron. He just wants to be seen and heard and have a soapbox to stand on. But he just looks so annoyed. And I'm sure that probably stems from a lot of other things from that trip. Because Macron then went out a day or so later and gave a very rare English speech as well as a French one in his native tongue of French. And he sort of, I would say that he's just taken the piss of Trump because one of the lines was, "Let's make the planet great again."
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like, I'm sure that Trump's just been really pissed off. He's spent the last couple of weeks in Europe. Everybody's just laughing at him. An Australian reporter went viral for pretty much just ripping him apart, as Chris Uhlmann does. Not that I agree with him on a lot of things, but definitely on his journalistic integrity and following what happens in international politics. Chris Uhlmann is on the money. Just not on renewable energy. Don't listen to that man about your renewable energy. But yeah, it's been a funny week again in politics. I think it will forever be funny. Just unfortunately not for satirists, because they're kind of out of a job at the moment. So it's a bit depressing. But the world will carry on, and it's going to have to change very drastically soon. But that's okay. It'll be fine. On to a slightly... Well, no, not a slightly lighter note. A much, much lighter note. And note being fairly relevant. The world of music. Now, David and I have been in it for quite a long time, in different formats. David, when did you start playing saxophone in year 7?
Yes.
Yeah, and you had piano lessons before that, didn't you?
Yes.
Yes. So you've been in the world of music for quite a while. And,
For a long time. As long as I have eyes.
Oh, okay, that's intriguing. Did you get given them when you started piano, or did you just...
No, I've just had them.
Oh, okay, that's good. If you don't know, David and I met when David would have been in year 10, I would have been in year 11. Met through the combined schools band, and yep, music's a great thing. That's how I know a lot of people. But the BBC Proms is on at the moment. It's the wonderful thing that happens every year and culminates in the last night of the Proms, which everybody would know is a purely British pomp and circumstance event that happens in the Royal Albert Hall. And oh my god, if you can, and you can figure out a way to do it, listen to whatever's going on the BBC 3 radio station online. If it is region blocked, which I'm not sure whether it is, I'm sure that the ABC and Classic FM have something running in tandem with it, so you can listen to the Proms concerts. These are fantastic events, and at the moment, Edward Elgar is being featured. Famous British composer. Tonight, for instance, they one of the Berlin ensembles was performing his second symphony, which is a glorious piece of music that was when was it opened? I think it was 1911, but it didn't get particularly good ratings at the time. But now is regarded as one of the best and most formative symphonies of the 20th century. So there's lots of stuff going on musically at the moment. The Proms just runs for the entire month, and lots of performances and lots of panels and things talking about music. So it's great. Follow up on that. Just a reminder to all of the Aussie people that other things do happen on the rest of the planet. So that's all right. You're very quiet today.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Have you not heard of the Proms before?
No.
What? How? How have you not heard of the Proms? It's such a British institution.
Got nothing to do with it.
You've heard Pomp and Circumstance, though, haven't you?
Don't know what that is.
There's a set of marches that Elgar wrote.
I don't know who that is. I don't know anything about it. What is happening?
I'm going to have to educate David this week. That's my goal for this week. Educate David on the Proms.
Learning about that isn't education.
Well, you're being educated about it, so therefore it is education.
No.
I'm teaching you about something. You are being educated.
That's not how it works. I have to learn things. I'm not going to remember facts about... What's it called?
The Proms. Jesus
Great.
Christ. How do you not know about that?
What do you mean, how?
I played in British Proms concerts.
I haven't been to any of them.
No, but I have told you about them.
I don't remember shit.
I guess we have had this discussion before. Memory
That
is
was
like...
fairly obvious. How did you forget?
I don't know.
I know that I don't remember stuff. If I didn't, that'd be...
It's not that I forget, it's just that I live in hope that something does settle and not be sieved through and comes out the other
It's
end.
not relevant to me at all, so I don't care. When am I ever going to use information about the Proms?
I don't know if you're talking to somebody about music culture or the Royal Albert Hall or what you've seen, what other people you know do.
Talking to other people.
You do occasionally do it.
Yes. Occasionally. And it doesn't go well, because I don't remember stuff.
Well...
Can't just make myself remember stuff unless I practice it every day, and I don't have time to revise all of the facts and then regurgitate them at someone.
I don't have to practice. These things just stick in my brain. How does that work then?
Because you got a different brain. You got your brain. I've got my brain. It's better at, relaxing. It's being
my brain
being around.
I am a lot more tense and
solving
stressed.
problems. Methodically.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We won't get into that debate, but that's fine.
It's not really.
The Proms is something that happens, okay, and it's a fantastic music event. Because you were staring at me before, and it's the only way I can get back. Anyway, it's been a slow news week, if you can't tell, and that's fine. But tonight, Wimbledon ended, if anybody cares.
No, I know what Wimbledon is.
Oh, God. I was about to say, if you do not know what Wimbledon
They play tennis.
Yes,
That's all I know.
They do play tennis.
Sports.
Sport. But the BBC was quite having a little fun fit, as they do, and they were running advertisements that were going to announce the 13th Doctor to take over from Peter Capaldi.
Is it Tomska?
No,
Okay.
Depressingly no.
It would also be depressingly yes.
So the 13th Doctor is Jodie Whittaker. She's been in things most...
Well, it's
recently.
good that she's been in things. If she hadn't been in things, everyone would be like, who the fuck's this?
She's most recently been in Broadchurch with David Tennant, Another former.
Oh my god!
I know.
Conspiracy.
And she was also in an episode of Black Mirror.
Great.
The one with the rewindy eyes, as it was described on the Guardian
Rewindy
website.
eyes. Yeah, that one's okay.
Yeah, so fantastic work to the BBC for bucking the trend and doing something to empower a whole different gender. The fact that is it gender or sex? Wait, we've had this discussion before.
Sex.
Sex. I got it wrong. Sorry. Yeah. There's some really good reaction videos floating around on Twitter at the moment of young girls waiting for the review, and they're just like, yes, it's a girl, and that's so fantastic. Good job, BBC. You have done something good, and to anybody that's shitty with it, just I hope you find something happy in your life, because by the sounds of things, you're a very depressed person at the moment.
Oh, thank you.
You can't find happiness in anything, so bad luck for you.
Bless there is. Never mind.
Okay, that's alright. So, here endeth the lesson.
That was a lesson?
Yeah. Remember shit.
No.
Fuck you. One day, 4 years down the track or something, I'm going to mention something about the proms, and your little brain is just going to twig open and be like, ooh, somebody mentioned that at one point.
Probably.
Yeah. And you look up, you go, proms. And you go back to typing on the computer.
I'll be like, that's a band thing.
Yeah.
I know nothing else.
Yeah. That happens in the...
I don't know, world that we live in.
Well, yeah, but more specific than that. Happens in London at the...
Why the fuck would I know when it is?
The big domed thing that's at the edge of Hyde Park.
I don't know what that's called.
We walked past it.
Great, I didn't look at it.
The Royal
Dog Bowl. It's where all the dogs gather and they hold sessions and they play instruments. Musical instruments.
The Royal Albert Hall.
Okay, why would I remember what it's called? I haven't been there.
You have. Anyway.
Like, I've been there, but not like in there. I've been out the front.
Before I have another stroke, goodbye. Say goodbye. Just do it. I'm gonna stab you with this pen.
Can I have a look at that? Is that a message? I saw things. This mouse is not working.